Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. I might sound a bit stuffed up. Who knows? Hope you're all doing very well. We are here for the VGT Season 5, Round 6 finale. It's the grand finale. It's the championship climax. So before we look at the grid, let's get into the nitty-gritty of all of these things. Oh my gosh. Mayumi in the chat saying hello there, thingy. Why, hello, Mayumi. So the VGT is a VRC one-make series using a different Vision Gran Turismo car every season. Drivers will take it to a huge variety of machinery and will need to get to grips with the nuances of each season's car in order to make progress through the fields. And it's 6 rounds, 12 races. They have a 10-minute qualifier before the sprint race, which is 30 miles plus completed lap, and it's the fastest first standing start. And then we move on to a feature race, which is 75 miles plus completed lap, and it's the previous results standing start. We're using the Peugeot 7 L750R hybrid Group 1 car this season, and it's been a blinder of a season so far. So we're at, and I didn't even tell you where we are if you don't recognise the hoardings. We are at Circuit de la Sarthe for a sprint race and a feature race. The sprint race will be 4 laps and the feature race will be 9 laps. Now then, let's have a look at the table after they've dropped one score. They all drop a round, just in case people can miss a round and stuff like that. So after drop scores, 5 rounds in, the table is thus. Mayumi is sat at the top of the table on 123 points, even though he's had to carry a penalty of 5 points this season. The boy has done wonders. In second place, Skyjacker on 122 points. So 1 point goes between the top 2 coming into this final round. In third, Homesick Alien on 120 points. So 3 points parts the top 3. Unbelievable stuff. Ensign in fourth on 106 points. Bazza in fifth on 96 points. Bazza could still claim fourth place in this championship. With Pat in sixth, remember, a winner, on 90 points. He did win. Oh, podium, sorry, maybe. 90 points. So only 6 points behind Bazza. Very tight in the mid-pack there. Seventh for Jokers on 89 points. Only a point behind Pat. So this championship is taut. Eighth for Liam Anfield on 76 points. And Madalinsky, is ninth on 42 points. So we shall go. That's the table, and it's very tight. 3 points between the top 3 and a handful of points between fourth down to seventh. So this championship, I'm going to have to leave the table on my phone, aren't I? So I can keep up to date with it during the race. Let's have a look at the grid then. Now we know the table, we know all the ins and the outs. Let's have a look. Where is it? Where is it? That's the other way. Right then. So on pole position, Mayumi takes first blood in the championship. I think there might be a point for that as well. So pulls a point away. Skyjacker, who is chasing Mayumi down in this championship, is in second spot. Third goes to Jokers, which will jump him from his 7th spot right up to 4th if he can turn that into a result. 4th on the grid is Homesick Alien. He would have wanted better, I'm sure, but still one to watch. Very good on fuel and tyres. And around the shaft, that will be key. Big Dan is in 5th place with that mid-table battle in mind. Then we have the Baz in 6th, a previous winner from the VGT. Pat, with a podium this season, is sitting in 7th place with a change of livery just for the France race. Very nice. And then In 8th place is Madalinsky in a very striking car. Beautiful stuff then. So they're the runners and the riders. 4 laps at Le Soif, Le Mans. Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on. The championship's so tight. Every corner counts here today. The lights are on. We're off, and it's a good start from Skyjacker. It looked like he got the move on first, and it is Skyjacker taking the lead from Mayumi. Mayumi a little sluggish off of the line. Homesick Alien looking like he's crept up to 3rd place ahead of Jokers. So great. Oh, and then there's a little love tap from Homesick on Mayumi, and that's put Jokers up and into 2nd place, while Skyjacker leads the way. Jokers is in 2nd, Mayumi in 3rd, Homesick Alien in 4th. Madalinsky's jumped up into 5th place with Big Dan 6th. Oh, there's more movement. Sorry, Madalinsky there is now. What's going on here? We've got a jumble of cars. Homesick, Mayumi, Madalinsky. Madalinsky attacking the back of Mayumi. So Mayumi's dropped behind Homesick Alien. This is not good for his championship hopes. Madalinsky then in 5th place, all up and in the business of Mayumi, getting a tow before they get to the first chicane. And Bazza's right there as well. It's a long straight. Ooh, someone just spike bounced. And it's Pat in 8th place. Skyjacker through the chicane then with Jokers in 2nd, and Homesick Alien getting very close. Oh, he's had to swing out the way of the Jokers. He's making his way through, and he is through. So Jokers slipping down into 3rd. Don't think he got out of the chicane all that well, and that gave Homesick Alien the opportunity to jump up, and now Mayumi is up the inside of the Polish driver, chasing him down into the 2nd chicane. Mayumi's playing he's backed out of it, and Jokers gets through, but Jokers looks like he's gone a little wide in the corner, and Mayumi's going to scoop up that position. Beautiful stuff from the American driver there, and Jokers getting a bit of a snake on coming out of the car, the corner. Madalinsky's still holding that 5th place. Great stuff with Bazza in 6th. Going up against Madalinsky now. Bazza up the inside in the very fast corner, then the very slow corner. They all slow down in time. Unbelievable stuff. Bazza gets a squirrel on, but he's got it together, but he's lost the high ground. Madalinsky also struggling to get out of the I remembered the corners, I can't remember now. Big Dan in 7th with Pat in 8th spot. Pat sitting back, waiting for opportunities. Skyjacker at the moment just flooring it, trying to get out of dodge. Mayumi in the chat saying I had damage for a few corners from the contact. Oh, well, with Homesick's little love pump. Obviously missed his braking, didn't he? And Mayumi then comes through and takes that position away from Homesick Alien. Oh, I didn't think there was going to be enough room there, but just enough room. You could count it in millimeters was given, and Homesick now down into 3rd, Mayumi up into 2nd, Jokers in 4th, Bazza is in 5th place, and Pat's looking closer. Oh, Madalinsky slipped down. Madalinsky slipped off of the pack now, while Skyjacker leads, and Mayumi is coming to get him. 4 laps of Le Soif, and we are only, halfway through? Just coming up to now. 2/3 through, we'll say.
Homesick and I were the only one on medium.
Homesick Alien can't live with the leaders, and Joker sees an opportunity for a podium here. Mayumi in the chat saying Homesick and I were the only ones on mediums, I think. Oh, I didn't even think to look at the tyres, bruv, to tell you the truth. Yeah, they've got to qualify on the tyre they race in the sprint, and whatever tyre they use in the sprint, they can't use in the feature race between the sprints, the softs and the mediums. And I believe hard tyres is a mandatory tyre in the feature race. I'm so eager to get on with the race. I didn't think of the rules. So Mayumi then on medium tyres. Homesick Alien also donning a set of medium tyres. That frees up a set of softs for him later on in the feature race. Jokers on soft tyres with Bazza also on the soft tyres. And Pat getting a couple of positions there. Lurking in the background has paid off well for our Pat. And now he's up to 6th place. And he is also on the softs with Big Dan, softs, and Madalinsky. Madalinsky also went the medium route as well as Mumi and Homesick Aliens. Skyjacker, meanwhile, making the most of this lead and trying to stay a good distance ahead of Mumi, not to allow him to get the toe. Homesick Alien getting swallowed up by the crowd with Bazza, Jokus, Pat, all bringing it to the back door of the Alien. Jokus slipping down to 6th. He was up there, wasn't he? So Bazza's got a position there from Jokus, and Pat also gaining a position up to 5th now from Pat. Steady as they go, Pat. Steady as they go. And but Jokus in the toe, looking like he's getting ready to get a move on. He's getting his shake on, baby. 3 wide. No, Bazza's cleared him. And Jokus does go through, and he gets the car stopped in time. Pat gives him a little flash, and Pat goes a little wide. Big Dan's closing in, Pat. Keep your concentration up. You've got to keep you zeroed in on Jokus there ahead of you, with Bazza now looking steady for 4th, and that little battle in the midfield becoming alive, and Big Dan's position not looking so strong now in 4th place in this whatever he is in the championship. Sorry, 10 points. I don't know though. I don't think there's 10 points there between the Baz and Big Dan. But over 2 races, you never know. But Baz has got to make up 10 points on Ensign Ewart, Big Dan, I mean, who is now catching up with the pack. Meanwhile, Skyjacker leading well, and we are 2 laps into the 4 that we're doing. And Mayumi chasing him down. Alien. It looks like he's got back on to the pace again and pulling away from the Baz. Jokus can't get on the back of the Alpha Tauri Peugeot here at the moment. Pat's Tour de France. Opal Fruits runner doing well at the moment, 6th place. Ooh, very close to the Porsche wall. Is it Porsche? I don't know. I won't pretend to know. Skyjacker then leads them to the end of the lap. Is it already? Is that where it is? The line. There we go. And Skyjacker gets the fastest lap of the race, but anyone's up for getting that one after the 2nd lap. But he's pulled out a lovely gap on Mayumi, with Homesick Alien there in 3rd, Bazza in 4th, Jokus in 5th, sorry, Pat 6th, Big Dan in 7th, and Madalinsky has gone into the pits. Extraordinary stuff here. He is halfway through his fuel tank, but you're not really meant to pit in a sprint race, so unusual. Skyjacker, yeah, fuel's going to be tight here, boys. For a sprint race, fuel is going to be very tight come the end of this race. Mayumi, he looks okay-ish. Homesick Alien's okay. Bazza, he's just dead on the halfway mark, so is Jokus. And Pat as well. They're well into the 2nd lap, so... But yeah, who would have known fuel's tight? And it looks like Madalinsky has thrown in the towel on that one. As Skyjacker makes his way around in the lead, and he's holding the fastest lap so far. Mayumi, the only man in his sights. Homesick Alien dropping further back from Mayumi. Mayumi did a 28 last time I met around, 3-minute 28.7. Homesick doing a 3-minute 30.8. The Baz, a 3:30.5. Jokus a 3:31.9. Pat managed to get 3:32.8, but Big Dan at 33.3. Skyjacker trying to floor it. Judging by the tyre wear, it's looking good for those that have opted to go soft in the feature race, because those tyres are hanging on very nicely indeed. So Skyjacker then makes his way around. Very good stuff here. Mayumi trying to catch up with Skyjacker. but the tyres aren't going to be an issue for Skyjacker. It's going to be tough. It's going to be down to mistakes here. Places. Mistakes are going to cost places. Ooh, Joker's looked like he was a little sideways over the hill, but he's all got it in control. Ahead of Pat. With Big Dan in 7th spot, and it just... Oh, and Big Dan's gone a little wide there in the tight corner, and that gives Pat a little breathing space as he circumnavigates through the tight corners. And ooh, we've got some action brewing here. Jokers has caught up with the Baz, so we'll sit on board with Jokers in 5th place at the moment. He's swung it out wide there. Such speed they carry through here. Look how close Baz there gets to the wall. And it's unbelievable speed that they carry through these sections of corners. And oh, Jokers just looks like he's playing with the edge of the track and scares the bejeebers out of me in every corner. But Jokers currently getting it under control. He seems to have lost a bit of ground to the Bazinator there. The Baz lighting it up, but through the chicanes, looks like Jokers has caught up a little bit, but he's out on the kitty litter and loses a good chunk of time as we go into the final lap. Oh gosh, come on. That would have been so slick. So Skyjacker leads the way. Fuel looks fine for most of them. Yumi does take that fastest lap. I don't know if there's points for that. If there is, all good in the hood for the championship. Homesick Alien in 3rd spot. Podium's not going to do though today. Any other race, a podium would be lovely, but today it has to be the win in Homesick's position. Skyjacker bringing her around. In 2nd spot, Homesick Alien 3rd. Then we've got the Baz in a very strong 4th place at the moment. Does well for him in his championship. Jokers has gone a little wide. Pat's all over the back of him as he's squirreling, and Pat there wants to make the move. He's had to back out of that one, and yeah, Jokers has saved his skin there with Pat's politeness of backing out, and it's right on the straight, so Jokers could get on the accelerator quicker, and Pat loses out. So Pat chasing down Jokas there, and Bazza must have got away a little bit more. He didn't though. Jokers didn't really lose a lot of time there, and it looked like quite a large mistake. Pat was up on his business. Big Dan is missing the track a little bit there, and he's back in the shout again. Skyjacker, we're not there yet, but he's on his final lap. Everything's looking good. The fuel is shady, but I think he's going to keep it together. Mayumi, as the sun sets here in Le Soir, we get ready for the feature race, 9 laps, and I'm guessing it's going to be all pitch black. There's Bazza in 4th, Jokers in 5th. Jokers he's looking racy, and so is Pat, but they just can't get close enough to each other. Someone's dead on the track. Oh, it's Madlitsky. Yumi, is he closing in?
This track has some floodlights. Any
more Homesick Alien? These are the closest battlers here. Is Bazza, Jokers, and Pat. Pat's got the toe now. Pat's got the toe. What's he going to do with the toe? What you going to do? What you going to do when Pat comes for you? What you going to do? What you going to do when Pat comes for you? Come on, Patsy. And the racers are coming up. For God's sake, I'm useless with the camera. Skyjacker then comes around the chicanes to take the win here at the start of the first race. Mayumi comes home in an absolute fine 2nd spot with Homesick Alien in. I mean, Mayumi, that was a great recovery drive. He got a punt and managed to come back. Homesick Alien comes across the line, 3rd spot. Bazza holds on to 4th. Jokers gets himself 5th. Pat 6th. And Big Dan brings it on home for 7th. And what's that going to do in the battle with Baz and Big Dan? That's going to pull Bazza a lot closer in the battle. Oh, and Mayumi says at least this track has some floodlights. And Mayumi also says, after that sprint, Skyjacker and I are tied in points. That's how tight it is. That is how tight this is. So Skyjacker and Mayumi apparently tied on points. Homesick Alien, that's probably his chance cooked. And he's just racing for pride in the rest of this one. Bazza must be well pleased with 4th spot in this crowd and with this Group 1 car. So the AlphaTauri doing beautifully. Jokus, a fine race. He did qualify 3rd. He probably feels like he lost something there, but he was struggling in the chicanes. He could have lost the position to Pat, so 5th place in the end. I've got to say thank you. Pat in 6th, Big Dan 7th, biggest loser in this race from the grid. I mean, not as a person. He's a great man. I love him. And Madalinsky, he's back out there again to finish his lap as he tries to circumnavigate his way around the traffic. And is it letting him? I don't know why I'm carrying on. Madalinsky's going to finish 8th. I don't think, is he driving around? But he's just driving around slowly with the rest of the traffic. He's not touching the accelerator. He wants to drive around slow. The timer will run out. There you go. The timer ran out. Okay, so that was the sprint race. That was exciting stuff. Let's go back to my collection. Welcome to my collection. And let's get on with the feature race. Remember, I think it's 9 laps. Do not look at the screen. It might cause blindness. Don't look. It's still loading, but now it's loaded. Don't look. Don't look, 'cause you'll see the results. It'll ruin it for you. I try not to look. There you go. You can look now. Excuse me. Ooh, you didn't want that. Lights on. Lights off. For 9 laps here at Les Arf in the dark. And the racing mediums for Skyjacker. Mayumi's on the racing soft, but Skyjacker again repeats from the feature race and gets a lightning start. And Homesick Alien's up there in Mayumi's business, but he's managed not to hit him this time. And Mayumi goes through in 2nd. Oh, there's a wiggly Polish driver there, and I think it may have been Joker's. He's dropped behind Pat now, and Big Dan's right to the back. Big Dan doesn't like his starts, and it's Skyjacker, lightning fast Skyjacker off the start. And Mayumi's chasing him down. Mayumi's on those soft tyres, though, could have an advantage on pace there. Homesick Alien also on the soft tyres. The Bazza on medium tyres, with Jokus on medium tyres. Madalinsky's on medium tyres. I thought Madalinsky was on the medium tyres in the first one. Pat's on medium tyres and Big Dan on medium tyres, so it's only Homesick and Mayumi. They've got the soft tyres. Don't forget they've got to use the hard tyre at some point in this race as well. And Skyjacker, this is just going to be how long can he hang on in the corners. There's a nice long straight now to save him. Because I guess the medium tyre and the soft tyre pretty similar in a straight line. I guess it's the corner that really does the difference with those. And Homesick Alien, I think he's lost the toe there of Mayumi. And Mayumi, I'm pretty sure, still has the toe of Skyjacker. And this is where Skyjacker's going to struggle with grip against Mayumi's soft tyres. And already, there you go, coming out of the corner, Mayumi is all up and in his business, his beeswax. And he's getting a toe up the last part of the straight, going into the fast corner, and then Mulsanne or something like that, I think it is, I'm not sure. Oh no, Skyjacker fly has gone straight on. Homesick Alien up into 2nd. Oh, Skyjacker's trying to get on the track. Madalinsky's going around him. No, he tucks back in again as Skyjacker continues on, and he just had no grip when he braked into Mulsanne, I think. Now they're all bunching up behind Skyjacker as he tries to get back up into pace. Madalinsky is through, and Skyjacker is seeing the championship slipping away from him. Mayumi now leads as Skyjacker down in 6th place. and we are coming midway through the first lap. I mean, I always say there's still a long way to go, but your heart's got to sink when things like this happen. Joker's down in 7th, Big Dan in 8th. Madalinsky now down in 8th. I don't know where he is. He's gone wide as well. So Mayumi leads from Homesick Alien. Then we've got the Baz in a podium position. Pat in 4th spot with Skyjacker 5th. He's made a position up already with Big Dan in 6th. Jokus in 7th. Remember, Jokus was a rocket in the first race. He's got damage in this race though. And Madalinsky was struggling in the sprint. Mayumi then leads as they come into the stadium section of the track, and the Esso Peugeot dominant on the first lap there as he crosses the line on his way to his first, I believe, Virtual Racers Club Championship. And Homesick Alien's gone slow. Homesick Alien is going slow for some reason. Let's pop back and see. He's knocked off the curb, and he's bounced off the curb coming through the chicane, and the Bazinator says thank you very much. I've won one already this series. I would love another win, and if Mayumi throws it off, that could come Baz's way, but there's a lot of ifs in that scenario. Homesick Alien in 3rd with Pats all gone wide, and Skyjacker another position. The championship's not dead. Wake up the Pope. Wake up the Pope. The championship is not dead yet. Pat's in 5th place with Big Dan 6th, bringing it as best he can, and he's struggling around here at Le Sarthe. Joker's also picking up a bit of damage early on, but he's got rid of that now, and he's on the push. And Madalinsky has slipped behind, but he's not too far behind. He can still get a little racing action going on, but Mayumi is absolutely stretching his legs now, and the Bazza, can he even see Mayumi? No, he cannot see Mayumi. As they go into the first chicane, easy in the Baz. Oh, and Bazza's back end has gone into the wall. Homesick Alien is through. Homesick Alien back up into 2nd. Skyjacker making it up into 3rd spot, and Bazza protects 4th from Pat, who's coming with his friends. He's got a few of them as well. He's got Big Dan and Jokus all coming with him, and Bazza does not want to get mixed up in that battle whatsoever. He's trying to take and 4th away from Big Dan in the championship, and he needs a lot of points to get that job done. So he needs Big Dan having worse races, and he's gone wide out of the chicane, and that's Pat all over it. Pat says thank you very much, and Pat now in 4th spot, and everyone taking turns down here in sharing the positions. Big Dan in 6th, but he's got to beat off Jokus, and Jokus swings it out wide and slaps Big Dan round the face with it. There you go. Jokus then gets through, and Big Dan into 7th spot as Jokus breaks and gets round the corner, and he's all over the back of Big Baz now as Pat rejoices in 4th spot. Skyjacker in 3rd, but he's a mile away from Homesick. No, he's not a mile away from Homesick Alien. Not one bit. So Skyjacker still there. This championship still alive. But Mayumi is a force to be reckoned with, and he's definitely got a head start on the boys. But we have seen Mayumi throw things away before. He gets hot-headed. He gets fat. He pushes. So we shall see. But when Mayumi is on his day, he's flawless. He's absolutely we've seen some absolute flawless wins this season from him. The one in the wet, I cannot remember, the 2 races in the wet, he absolutely destroyed it there. Where was it? Was it Spa? It could have been. So Mayumi then leads from Homesick Alien, who has a lot to think about, with Skyjacker closing in. Skyjacker, remember, on the medium tyres, Homesick on the soft, so he should have a small advantage over Skyjacker, but knowing Homesick, he's probably doing a bit of car management. He's probably looking after that fuel best he can. Then we've got the Baz with Pat all up in his touche, and Jokus ahead of Big Dan, but they're all still log jammed together, and it's lovely. Bazza fourth, ahead of Pat, who is ahead of Jokus, who's ahead of Dan. Madalinsky clinging on is Madalinsky. And I tell you the truth, Madalinsky, I can't stand this track. I hate driving around it, so I'm feeling your pain. I'm feeling your pain, my friends. Mayumi leads the way. Super sweet, super smooth. Ooh, a little flash of light there in the dark here at Le Mans. It's a good job they've got pretty headlights, isn't it? Skyjacker's ahead, sorry, I apologise. Skyjacker has found himself ahead of the Alien, Homesick Alien. There won't be much grip, so the soft... Oh, he runs wide over the hill. And Skyjacker says, tar very much. And he is through and up and into second place. Homesick Alien, though, not a lot of loss. Still in the tow of Skyjacker. And I imagine he'll use that to his advantage with his fuel-saving black magicry. Bazza, he's still in the shout there for a podium. He's fourth place and he's pulled away from Pat now, who is ahead of Jokus, who is ahead of Big Dan, who is ahead of Madalinsky. Madalinsky, you can still see headlights there. It's not a lost cause. Well, there is a bumper cap. Not quite. Yeah, you can see headlights. Yumi leads from Skyjacker. Homesick Alien looking out the front of his car. You can see Skyjacker, and behind we cannot see the Baz. And from Skyjacker, that's what he sees when he looks behind him. And, they are a trailing set of headlights disappearing into the distance. Skyjacker on those medium tyres took the fastest lap on lap 2. And he really is showing the way. Mayumi, all he has to do is finish though, doesn't he? He doesn't have to light the screens up, doesn't have to do anything particularly amazing. He's had a head start from Skyjacker going wide, and there's a championship at stake. Even Stevens going into this race. Mayumi just has to finish ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's the one that's got to fight for this one. He's pushing, and Homesick Alien's gained on him. Something chronic. I don't know if that's in the tow or if Skyjacker has made another mistake. And Mayumi says if Skyjacker finishes second with fastest lap, we would still be tied. Oh, interesting then. Then it's on countback. And I don't know if I can tell you. I'll have to tell you in a different stream if that's the way it finishes. Bazza in fourth, but Pat hasn't closed up on him, and Jokus though has closed up on Pat, and Jokus looking thrifty there, like he wants a piece of Pat's position. So Jokus looking back at Jokus from Pat. Jokus through the wiggly part of the track like a boss, pulling away from the Polish driver. And Pat really, to say Interlagos at the first round, it looked like Pat couldn't keep the car on the track. Look at where he is now at Le Saf, slinging it through. And Jokus has looked quite pacey all season, but he cannot catch Pat at the moment. Brilliant stuff. Pulling even further away as Jokus makes... Oh, he's catching up with the Baz. Pat's on fire. Sit down, Pat. You're having a moment. Oh, he's looking there, but obviously getting into a fight with the Baz is going to cost him from behind. Joker's a little further back from that battle at the moment. Homesick Alien we saw very close to Skyjacker, but Skyjacker on his medium tyres managing to pull a bit of distance on the Alien. Mayumi leads. Fuel, we're about lap 4, and Fuel, I'll tell you what, Fuel's not a concern here. To say it was a concern, it seemed, in the sprint race, Fuel seems extraordinarily good. And Mayumi lighting up the purples then. I said he didn't have to do too much, just finish ahead of Skyjacker, but he wants fastest lap, because it seems if Skyjacker finishes second and gets fastest lap, it's tied going to a count back, and Mayumi does not want to give that a chance. Homesick Alien in third spot, consolidating his third in the championship. Bazza is in trouble because Pat is right in the tow zone. He's his tow buddy. Is he giving him a bump, do you think? Is he trying to get himself away from Jokers? No, he's going to go for the move at the inside. He's having a look. They're both in late, and the beautiful stuff between the two of them. Synchronized chicanery. I love it. Absolutely delicious from Pat and the Baz. And Jokers wants to get in some of this synchronized chicanery. I'm terming, that's a new term. Into the tight corner then. Bazza nails it, Pat nails it, and so does Jokers. They've got it nailed now. Big Dan's getting himself through, and Madalinsky, doing the impossible, has caught up with Big Dan. He looked like he was a million miles away, but Madalinsky has come to life, and now he's joining the party. Whoop, whoop. Jokers in sixth. Bazza's dropped down. Pat's got through. I apologise. We'll go back. Let's see how Pat done it. He done do it. He slinks out up around the outside of the very fast corner coming up, and that's it. Pat says thank you. Done, dusted, and all over for the Baz. Pat up into fourth place. Great drive. This is very close racing in the mid-section, really, isn't it? And we know the table's very tight in the mid-section. Everyone needs the points. And Jokers trying to catch up the battle of the Baz and Pat. Big Dan still safe at the moment from Madalinsky. Mayumi he didn't get that fastest lap. Well, we'll see. He's getting up to the end of the line now. Was it this lap that he was getting purple haze? He may have been. Purple haze all in my mind. There he goes. He's got that purple haze, baby. And Skyjacker is coming into the pits halfway through the race. Is he going to put the hard tyres on? I suppose he'll have no choice but to. Well, let's see. I'm not judging anyone's motives, and there's a lot of them doing it. Jokers needed to. He'd gone and done his fuel. Bazza was on the way out with the fuel. Pat was on his way out with the fuel. Skyjacker, he's going to do a shorter stop. Big Dan was out on his way out for fuel, and Madalinsky was on their way out for fuel. Mayumi, though, saved well in the lead and with the purple. And Homesick Alien also saving very well so far on the fuel basis. Skyjacker filling her up to the brim, and he is away as Pat and Bazza get to their boxes and start getting filled. So is Jokers. Bazza's going to be the first one out, I reckon, ahead of Pat. Bazza might get the jump on Pat in the pits. Madalinsky's out. He's not put fuel in. I'm sure I saw him coming into the pits, but he's for some reason hasn't changed tyres or fuel. He's going to run out of fuel on his way back to the pits, and that's Madalinsky. I've got to say, I've done that as well, mate. It's the worst, although I missed the pit lane. Didn't even go in and ran out of fuel and had to drive round. So Skyjacker then stays in third, and here we go. Bazza, I said Bazza was going to short fuel it next to Pat, and the Baz is out ahead. Oh, but it's all over the place at the moment. It's all over the place. Pat, Baz, Jokers, they're all together, but it's Bazza. It's Bazza in fifth, Jokers in sixth. Pat's made a bit of a mistake of it. He's got a bit of damage. Big Dan is out in sixth place. Mayumi getting himself ready for a pit. And Mayumi saying getting to fuel here is a nightmare. Homesick Alien in second spot, and there's Skyjacker. He's got plenty tubes of fuel. Bazza's already ahead. Oh, Madalinsky's already run out of fuel. Wow, painful very early in the lap to do so as well. So Bazza, it's all over the place. Pat's missed the chicane, but he's back in track now. He can't get any heat. He can't get heat into his tyres. He can't get no grip on those mediums. And he's put mediums on. He was on mediums before, wasn't he? Baz is on hards. Oh, Skyjack has gone intermediates. Skyjack, this is odd. This is oddness. Skyjacker onto intermediates. Jokers has gone onto the racing hards, which he should be, and now he's ahead of Bazza and Pat. Pat's also Bazza's on the hards, which he should be. Pat's on the mediums, which I don't think he was on the hards at the beginning, so he's going to have to put hards on. Big Dan's on the intermediates as well, and Madalinsky didn't get anything when he pitted. Miyumi, is it raining? It doesn't look to me. There's no wipers, they've told me that before. To me, that looks dry as a bonio. There isn't a drop of rain on that track. Where's Skyjacker and Big Dan got their intel from? Is there rain? I'm trying to listen. I can't even hear any showerage. So Miyumi, he's going to bring it in. Let's see if his radar says the same thing as Skyjacker's. Intermediates.
How much rain was on the radar?
Homesick Alien, Miyumi saying, I can't explain how much rain was on the radar. So the radar's showing very rain, but the track very dry indeed, it seems. Homesick's had to come in as well. Skyjacker on those intermediate tyres, because the radars, as Miyumi said there was loads of rain everywhere. Jokers, he's decided to ignore his radar, and he's gone on to the racing hard tyre. Jokers could win this race, could he not? If Miyumi and Homesick go for inters and it doesn't rain, oh my god, I'm not sure. Pat's ahead of Bazza. Bazza slipped back behind Big Dan, who's also on those intermediate tyres, but I mean, it's pretty dark, so it's hard to tell, but the track looks dry. It doesn't look shiny. You watch Silverstone yet? That's the best way I can explain the radar, lol. Okay. So it obviously was raining everywhere apart from the track. Bazza gets back past Big Dan. And he's put racing hards on. He's had to pit for the racing hards. We said Pat's coming in as well. Pat's coming in. Can we hear rain now? Jokers has stayed out on the hards. Bazza did put hards on. He slipped back a bit. And Pat put mediums on, which looks like he's going in to rectify now. Miyumi, he's softs. Miyumi's gone softs. So Miyumi's not put hard putt tyres on either. Homesick Alien has gone intermediates. How bizarre. We're on lap 6, I think. But I don't know if I'm just getting myself at it that I'm seeing rain, but I don't think I am. Skyjacker's on intermediates. They're wearing out quick, though. That's the problem. Jokers has gone on to racing hard tyres. Bazza's on the racing hard tyres. Big Dan is gone on to intermediate tyres. And so's Pat. So they might be exempt from the racing hard rule. Oh, poor old Madalinsky still making their way around. It's a long journey. I'm lost at the moment. Maybe the rain, maybe the use of intermediates has then negated the hard compound rule, or maybe Miyumi's going to put some hards on.
At this point, the rain hit like one corner and vanished. It was PD's master coding.
Oh, right. So at this point, the rain hit like one corner and vanished. It was PD's master coding. So yeah, I guess Miyumi's gone for another set of racing softs, because if there was rain, it's negated the hard compound rule, and most of the field did go for intermediate tyres, and Jokers could clean up here in second spot, with Homesick and Skyjacker possibly having to pit again. Or are they just going to carry on with the intermediates for the last 3 laps? Interesting. Jokers, is he catching them? He's caught Madalinsky. Poor Madalinsky. I feel so sorry for him. Not sorry for them, but sorry that's happened to them.
Pounding so much when I came out the pits with all the rain coming.
Miyumi was saying, and my heart was pounding so much when I came out of the pits with all the rain coming. So Big Dan, he's on those intermediate tyres. Pat's also gone on inters. We saw him going in, and he's also put the intermediate tyre on. Miumi has gone for another set of soft tyres, Homesick Alien. So it's pretty much the whole field, apart from Miumi and Jokus, that have trusted their hearts and stayed on the dry tyre, even though the radar... Oof, though Jokus, I don't know if he's going to be in the lobby for long, because it looks like he is going through ultra lag. Oh no, maybe not. I thought he was looking jittery, like he's just about to drop out. So Jokus then, 4th place, and he might be able to catch up Skyjacker and Homesick. Homesick Alien did a 4:04.5 that last time around, but that might have been part of his outlap. Skyjacker, 3 minutes 40, there you go, 3 minutes 40.3. Jokus doing a 3:36.3. So Jokus
definitely didn't help him.
Definitely getting closer to Skyjacker. Miumi saying Jokus was quite quick, but that lag definitely didn't help him. No, so Jokus then, he might have the pace here. He's going faster again as he chases down Skyjacker, who's like a wounded animal on those intermediate tyres. He can't get no grip down, and Homesick also, who's not that far ahead of Skyjacker, so Jokus could clean up here and get himself a 2nd spot. Bazza also on the racing hards. I don't know how he's dropped behind Jokus. He was with Jokus on the track, but he has dropped behind somewhat. Big Dan on those intermediate tyres, as well as Pat, waiting for the rain to come, and so far lap 7 of 9, and if it did drizzle, we missed it, we blinked. Madalinsky just coming into the stadium section. Oh, you're not going to forget to not fuel this time though, are you? That was the longest. Look at that. That's a Nordenschleife lap. 9 minutes it's taken him to get around. Poor soul. That's not fair. It's not fair. Miumi leads this race, and well, I think there's nothing can stop him. Look, he's miles ahead of Homesick Alien, and Homesick Alien on the wrong tyres at the moment. If it does rain, it could come back to Homesick and Skyjacker. Jokus on the hard tyres, catching up the Inters boys ahead of him, and Jokus could well, with what, 3 laps remaining, 2 laps, 7, 8, 9, 3 laps let's call it, although they are way over halfway through this one, with 2.5 laps remaining, Jokus has got every chance of scooping up.
So much, though.
Oh, he does use fuel, you're right, I forgot Jokus does like to burn through that fuel. At the end of lap 4 he was empty. He's got to try and get that tank to go 5 laps, so interesting. You do bring up a great point, Miumi in the chat saying Jokus chugs through that fuel so much though. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing of being on the controller. I've got a feeling Jokus is on a controller. Jokus.
If things stay as they are now, Miami wins the championship by 1 point.
Ooh. Binko says, by my math, if things stay as they are now, Miumi wins the championship by 1 point. There you go. Miumi then driving for his first VRC championship that I know of anyway. Skyjacker has had enough of the Inters. He's not doing it. He's not playing. That's going to be a position for Jokus. Bish bash bosh. Hello dear. Jokus is on the podium. Skyjacker then into the pits. How far behind is the Baz? The Baz is too far behind, I reckon. Skyjacker, although it's a long pit stop, pit lane. Jokus then up and into 3rd place. Homesick Alien in 2nd place, and Miumi leads the way. And Miumi saying 2 Binko lol, and then wait, no, 3, hang on. Yeah, it would be my first. Well, I didn't know about the Ford Focus thing. I don't know how that all turned out. So I didn't want to say it was your first, and then you say, oh, actually, I won the Focuses. So Mayumi leads with Homesick Alien in second place. Joker's in third. Joker's on an absolute tear. Is that Homesick Alien he can see ahead of him? It is. My word. Skyjacker has come out back in fourth place ahead of the Baz. And the Baz is right there with Skyjacker. There's still a fight to be had there. Pat's cracking on. Big Dan's given up on the Inters. He's realised it's not going to rain, and he's not doing another lap on the wrong tyre. Madalinsky fueled up on the hards and getting on with business as Mayumi cracks on. Half a tank of fuel. Tyres look perfect. He's okay. He's okay.
Won the Focus League after drop scores.
Okay, so Mayumi saying, also I noticed that Jokus doesn't use 6th gear. That's where he's eating all his fuel. And Mayumi saying Anton Poika won the Focus League after drop scores. Ah, there you go. Anton Poika's blooming fast, annoyingly fast. So Mayumi then leads with Homesick Alien. He's going to crack on with those tyres. He's going to try and stay ahead of Jokas. Let's have a look about these gears. Does he not realise it's got to fit 6th? He's on automatic, maybe. It says AT at the bottom, but sometimes I can say that on everything. And when I use a controller, I use automatic gears. Yeah, doesn't use a 6th. So, Homesick, can he survive on these intermediate tyres with Jokus chasing him down on a set of racing hards? Oh, but Jokus' fuel, look at it, it's gone. Mayumi's in, he's covering his nut, and he's going to put hard tyres on for the last lap just to make sure. Is he got that much of a lead on the rest of the field? That's amazing stuff. So Mayumi in, unless it is raining. No, I think that's applaud I can hear. Homesick Alien cracks on with the Inters. Jokus, he's going to have to pit for a bit of fuel for the last lap, isn't he? Oh, Jokus, he was on such a push as well for a podium. Skyjacker back on racing hard tyres, and he might get that podium back. And Mayumi is back out. He's put hard tyres on to cover his nut. And yeah, Homesick Alien didn't even get close to Mayumi. Jokus comes in for that splash and dash that we spoke of, and that is going to give Skyjacker back the podium by sure. By Jove, it should, surely. Bazza, he was close to Skyjacker, but he slipped back. So Jokus might be able to slot out between Skyjacker and the Baz. No, the Baz is going in. The Baz is going in as well. Interesting. I wonder what he's going in for at the end. And Pat's still on the Inters. Big Dan's been in and put the hards on, we saw. Madalinsky's got back out, but he's so far behind for that 9-minute lap. And the Baz, I don't know why he's pitting, but he's in. Mayumi then on the racing hard tyres. He's on his final lap, and he's on his way to his first VRC championship of hopefully many. Homesick Alien in second place. I don't think that's going to alter his championship places, as Skyjacker looks set to finish second in the championship. Jokus there. Oh, he had to go in and get a splash and dash. Nearly had a podium on his hands, but I don't think he's going to catch up Homesick Alien now. Nor do I think Skyjacker will. Pat's come in. He doesn't want the Inters for one more lap. And what did Baz stop for? Do we ever know? A new set of hard tyres? Is that it? A bit more fuel? I'm not sure what the Baz stopped for. Big Dan isn't that far behind. Oh no, he is. Who's Big Dan racing? Pat just coming out of the pits. Yes, so Pat putting on the racing hard tyres, puts himself behind Big Dan, and Madalinsky all the way up there in last place. As Miyumi then, lonely race for Miyumi in the dark. No one around him. Homesick Alien, I'd say made the wrong call, but it hasn't really cost him. I don't think the win was on, so second place is it. Oh, Bazza put in a bit of fuel, says Miyumi in the chats. So Skyjacker then, looking set for a podium, but it's probably not what he wanted out of this race. Jokus hunting down Skyjacker. Can Jokus get himself a podium near the end? He's deserved it out of this race. He's really ploughed on, hasn't he? Bazza in 5th. Ahead of Big Dan. Pat in 7th. Madlinsky crossing the line there. He gets another lap. As Miyumi then comes in. No, he doesn't. Not yet. Thought he was coming into the stadium section. Now he comes into the stadium section. For a win here at Lasarth. And slows down to wave to his fans. And the American takes the championship and the win. Unbelievable stuff. Well done, Homesick Alien. He's bringing her home for second place here in the feature race. And a gallant drive on those Inters tyres all the way to the end. And he managed to keep hold of second place to finish. Oh no, is he stopping? There you go, a little slow one, just to give the flag a wave. Skyjacker bringing it home for the podium. Take a boo, my son. Great championship, well done. Jokus coming home in 4th. Great drive for Jokus. Bazza ahead of Big Dan, but I don't think it's enough points in the end to topple Big Dan up there in 4th place. But a great round from the Baz to come home in 5th place. And a great looking car as well. Amazing stuff. Fantastic. There you go. Bazza 5th. Big Dan gets 4th in the championship, I believe. 6th in the race. Wasn't his best round, but I'm sure he'll take 4th in the championship any day behind Miyumi, Homesick and Skyjacker. That's good company. Good company to be in. As Big Dan comes through in the Rich Energy Peugeot. I miss these Peugeots, they've been quite fun. Miyumi then in the chat saying, I don't have champagne, but I probably should buy some. Yeah, you deserve it, mate. Pat comes home in 7th spot. And yeah, turned his championship around. It looked like that car was undrivable at Brazil. Oh, and that's it. Madlinsky didn't get to finish. Oh, and I didn't get to pause and go through everyone because I thought we had ages. Rubbish. Well, it's up there in the top. Miyumi, a great win and seals that championship, we believe, with Homesick Alien coming in 2nd, Skyjacker in 3rd, Big Dan, was it? No, Bazza. Joker, sorry, was 4th, Bazza 5th, Big Dan in 6th, Pat 7th, and Madinsky in 8th. It's been an absolute wonderful championship. I know, look at the top there, credits 1 million. I had 4 and then got an invitation to buy a Lamborghini that you have to buy by invitation only, so I felt like I had to buy the Lamborghini even though it was £3 million and I'm never going to drive it. How annoying, but I don't know. Seemed like there was it was time sensitive on the invitation, so I just went ahead and bought it. We'll call that an impulse buy. So that was round 6. What a wonderful championship. What's coming up, you say, on Thursday evenings? What's going to fill this big hole in my life that is the VGT? Well, I am happy to announce soon returning to the VRC streams, it's going to be the Golf GTI Cup Championship. Golf Cup, sorry. So, yeah, the Golf Cup is coming. I don't know when it's starting. I'm trying to catch up with that. Golf Cup Season 2. I don't see a date. 27th of the 7th. So, 2 weeks' time, I believe. And we will be at Miyabi for round 1. So keep your eyes open for the golfs, those little crazy golfs. They're fantastic to watch. And Newbie confirming it starts on the 27th. So yes, your hole will be filled pretty soon. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Pat McGroin. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Remember, world peace. We can achieve it if we try. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace and love. Peace.